Oh, good evening. Good evening. Don't mind my huffing and puffing. I just decided that I would bring you guys on a little hike with me up one of my favorite trails near my house to a little cave that I've known about ever since I was a little girl. Ever since my parents moved to my childhood home that I was mostly raised in. Whew. Gotta catch my breath here for a second. You can probably tell that people bring their dirt bikes up here and horses and four-wheelers and side-by-sides and all that good stuff. And that's really like probably the funnest part of this area is all of the awesome sports that there are with power sports and, you know, hiking. There's lots of marathons and events like that out here in the southern Utah area, and so it's really beautiful out here. Like I've always said, when I wasn't here, when I was on the East Coast, that I wished I could pack these mountains in my purse. You know, leave some of the people, but whew, it took me leaving this place to realize how unique the beauty is here. And I really got to understand that there's nowhere quite like this anywhere in the United States that I've seen so far. Or the world, that for that matter, of anything I've ever seen on video. So it's actually not too cold today, so I thought I would do this. Just come up here and show you guys my stomping grounds. So when I was little, we would make huts like all over in these trees, like everywhere. And one time we stole some of my mom's dishes and some eggs. And we decided to come up here and pretend like we were surviving, that we were pioneers surviving in the wilderness. And so it's February, and so there's snow on the ground. It's super cold and wet. But we come up here and we found a little place, you know, see how these trees, they just like make sort of a blanket over, you know, when it snows and stuff and these trees are super thick, you can get under them and stay relatively dry. So we made us a little teeny tiny fire, which, you know, was wet, so it wasn't a real fire hazard, and we tried to cook these eggs. And it was an utter failure. We ended up not eating the eggs because they got full of cedar berries and, you know, sticks off these little trees here. And so we threw them away. And I don't even know what happened to my mom's dishes. I don't remember that far back. My mom probably knows what, or remembers them missing though. And anyway, yeah, we didn't really, as far as like survival pass goes, we probably failed on that time. But that's just a few of the fun memories I have of the trees and the land up here. As a child, as when my grandmother was a child, there was arrowheads everywhere up here in these hills, and not so much anymore. you'll hardly ever find them, but there was all kinds of stuff like that. I think this place was very sacred to the natives. If I can find them, I'll show you guys the petroglyphs that are up here. You can hardly see them, but they're definitely there, and they're definitely legit. Okay. I'm just getting back into my exercise routine, and so I am getting my stamina back. Let's put it that way. This hill is fabulous for working out your thighs and your booty. So these trails are really fun to come work out on. And if you want to visit this cave, I can do my best to explain how to get here. That's beautiful. Here's where I catch my breath. And this is the view. Can see my house from here. I'm not going to try to point it out, but I love this view. And it's so serene up here. I do come up here to meditate and just let my emotions out sometimes. The mountain is an amazing therapist. Okay, I think I see the petroglyphs. So I'll take you to them, and then we will go to the cave. All right, let me see if I can get my angle where you guys can see. Okay. So, up above that man that's pretty light, there's some even older carvings in the rock. And I think there was more here at one point. But this is so amazing to me. And as a kid, I never knew they were here. So I think these are real. Even if somebody was twat enough to come up here and fake make these, I'm pretty sure the older carvings, the animals that you see there, takes a minute to adjust and be able to see. Those look very real and untouched. Those look like you know, very old. So that's a cool find. So this little cave here is one of my favorite memories of my childhood, and my favorite memories made with my dad were up here in this little cave. And I think he would approve of me telling you guys of all the good times we had too, not just the shitty ones. So this little window's my favorite. You can just look out and see the town. It's like you're in a little castle or something, a nature castle. This mountain's kicking my butt. If you guys can get past my breathing, it's probably a pretty great video. Oh, just take it in, y'all. It's so good in person, but I'll tell you. So the road you can see way down there, that is Utah Avenue. And so when you come into Hilldale, you'll be on Utah Avenue, you'll come down this big hill, and you'll see a great big dam that was built by the National Guard. And that was actually built in 2015 when those floods happened. And so you'll pull off to that where there's a little opening where horses and people and stuff can come through. There's a little gate off to the side of the road so that, you know, there's no need to cut the fence. This is BLM land, I believe, so as long as you're respectful to the land, you can come up here and check it out, and there should be no trouble. But you just come down Utah Avenue, look for the little opening in the gate in the wire fence. When you'd be coming into town, it would be off to your left. So then there's this cave, and you can go all the way through to the other side. Probably not going to here on camera. But I thought I'd take you guys up here and let you see this. So many people have come up here and signed their names, and personally, I like it. I think it's kind of cool. Even the natives thought it was cool to sign the rocks and nature, so I really don't see the problem with it. Excuse me. Oh, just had some dinner before I came up here. Seriously, if you want a quiet place to come and meditate and you're in this area, these foothills are great. Sometimes you'll hear a four-wheeler or side-by-side, or, you know, somebody coming through on their group with their horse ride group or something. But other than that, it's pretty quiet up here. And there's also Blue Sage Adventures. Those guys are just down the road from where these foothills are. And they take people on horse rides. They've got really great horses. I used to do equine therapy over there. So if you're in Hilldale and you want to go horseback riding and come check some of this stuff out, then go check out Blue Sage Adventures. There's just so many awesome little businesses out here that I want and am going to promote here on my channel, and more to come that I'm working on. I have some more exciting stuff for you guys coming up, but yeah. I think before I'll wrap up this video, I'll just tell you guys kind of how the fundraiser went. Like, so just flip the camera around so you can see me if I can. Oh, I guess I can't. But the fundraiser was amazing. I got to meet so many wonderful people, and I got to meet Sam and Melissa in person, and that was super awesome. We got to hear some stories from some fellow ex-members of the FLDS that were pretty tough, and like, oh my goodness, you know, my heart goes out to them and every family who's been through trauma. But yeah, it was an amazing night and good to connect and feel all that love and care coming from other community members in the southern Utah area, because being raised to think that the whole world outside and around you hates you, and then also having things happen where their actions back up the things you've been told, can really make it hard to feel like that anybody around is actually there to help in the end. And so that's why it was so good, because they got to, or I got to feel that there's so many people out there that care and that are just good souls, and to just undo that programming on another level of realizing how much good is actually in our world. So thank you guys for joining me on my little hike, my evening walk. I kind of use this video as encouragement to make myself get my butt up and exercise, because that's a big help with my mental health and, you know, obviously physical. But I'll see you guys next time, and I hope you have a beautiful Thanksgiving break. Oh my goodness, it's almost Thanksgiving, and I'm gonna go stuff my face with my family, and it's gonna be great. So I hope you guys do the same, and I hope you have an awesome holiday season, and I'll see you in a couple weeks, hopefully less.